Hey guys, welcome to today's vlog. So I wanted to do a Q&A and I posted up on Instagram. If you guys aren't following me at Study with Jess, you should. But I asked you guys some different questions or personal questions you want me to answer in an upcoming vlog. So I'm filming it today and I've got a range of different questions. I have hundreds of questions that actually got sent in, but I've picked a range that I want to try and answer. There's about 10 or 15 of them, so we'll see how we go. But I wanted you guys to ask me personal questions about my experience with YouTube, my work, my personal life, anything that you really wanted to know that I haven't really gone into detail that much. And I think because of the different kinds of questions that came through, I think I'm gonna do some more lifestyle videos like a fitness routine or a fitness and health Q&A as well. Maybe even a video like what I eat in a day, because there was a lot of curiosity with my fitness and health life. So if you want to see a video or a vlog dedicated more to that sort of side of my life, then thumbs up or comment below and I'll try and film that really soon as well. So I've got my phone here and I've saved all of the questions I wanted to answer, so let's just get straight into it. By the way, I'm currently drinking chamomile tea. I've had 3 cups of tea today and I thought I'd go for a chamomile. I needed something a bit different. So I'm going back to an oldie but a goodie. Okay, let's go for question 1. So question 1 comes from Luna and she asks, why do you love to study so much? So I don't love to study. I'm not studying at the moment. So I finished my degree at university a little while ago, but I started up Study with Jess, my main channel, purely because I wanted to share a lot of the study skills that I had learned along the way. I wanted to make studying a lot easier for you guys and less stressful. And also when I was in high school, I found it really overwhelming and very stressful to, I guess, keep up with certain expectations that I had on the kind of grades I wanted to get. And also when I was in high school, I put a lot of pressure on myself to get very, very high grades, and I didn't really enjoy my academic journey as much as I think I could have. So I try and make studying as fun and engaging and motivating as I possibly can, because I feel like it's so important that you have that positive experience at school, because you guys are the future of tomorrow. You guys are going to go on and do something amazing. So I really just want to empower you guys and show you that you can study and still have a social life, still focus on yourself, still enjoy studying and purely learn for the sake of learning, and just to do it for yourself rather than feeling like you have to or you've got to please certain teachers or get certain grades. The next question is, what do you do to feel better after you failed at something? I have failed at things before. I wouldn't say failed, just not done as I had hoped, not done as well as I had hoped. So I think you've got to remember, if you're thinking about it academically, that it's only one test or one exam. It's not there to measure how smart you are or whether you're better or worse than anyone else in your class. So if you don't perform as you'd hoped on a test, just try and see the bigger picture and don't allow it to be all-consuming. And in life in general, it's all about learning. It's a journey. We're not born perfect and we're never going to become perfect at anything. We're human beings. It's just not in our DNA, and it's incredibly stressful and very unhealthy to try and be perfectionists or expect that of ourselves, because we'd never expect it from anyone else. So if you don't perform the way you had hoped, if things don't go according to plan, I read a funny quote that said, when things don't go according to plan, just yell plot twist. But I guess what I want to say is, when things don't go as you'd hoped, just know that you can continually improve in your skills, and we're not born with a set of skills that are fixed at birth. All of our skills are dynamic, so we can improve in them, we can learn from others, we can access other support or resources, and some of us just take a little bit longer to get the hang of certain things than others. I really like this question. So it was, how do you get the confidence to film? When I started filming on YouTube, I remember, like, for a while actually, I used to get really, really nervous, because for some reason, or not just for some reason, I think it just took a bit of practice, but for a while I would get really tense. Like I just feel like my shoulders are creeping up to my ears, and I'd notice I'd get a really dry mouth. I'd try and constantly fill the space every time I would speak. It was like everything had to be said through a big smile, and I was trying to be like other YouTubers, and I felt so awkward. Even though I had something of value to give. Even though I knew that there was a reason for me to be creating my content for my channel, I still felt really uncomfortable. And I think the confidence just came over time. The confidence came from just repeatedly filming and eventually getting the hang of it, feeling more relaxed. You can see if you go back and look at all of my really old videos on my main channel, Study with Jess, initially I didn't seem so relaxed. It kind of came off really forced. And I think when I started vlogging, it actually really helped with just feeling more relaxed in front of the camera, because it is supposed to be more candid, it's more natural. And hey, it's like talking to a very, very large room of friends, because there are thousands and hundreds of thousands of you. But yeah, definitely vlogging helped my confidence. And I think there's also a part of me that accepts who I am, and so it makes it easier for me to put myself out there. Because if you genuinely love who you are and you feel like you have something to offer, then you're not going to be as anxious in trying to deliver that. Also, I try and remind myself that everyone that watches my videos is there because they want to watch it. And if someone doesn't want to watch it, or they don't like what I have to say, then they'll probably just go and watch something else. And so I just stopped getting so nervous about what other people would think, and I just started to make content that I was genuinely proud of and that I enjoyed filming. And I think when you do things out of pure enjoyment, confidence isn't an issue anymore, because you're just doing it for you, and you know that there's a bigger purpose as well. You know that you're putting something positive out there and you're helping others. So I think it definitely, to answer this question, because I feel like I've rambled on, but to answer this question really succinctly, it took time, and eventually I felt more comfortable in front of the camera. And I think that it was just about repeatedly giving it a go, and slowly but surely my nerves finally subsided. Sarita asked, how do you wake up early? This is one thing I struggle with the most. P.S. I love your videos and vlogs as well. Thanks, lovely. So I've tried to be really mindful with what time I wake up in the morning, and I've tried to be very consistent with that. So first off, I don't sleep with my phone in my bedroom. You guys can check out my morning routine videos on my main channel, Study with Jess. But I try and wake up at the same time every morning with an alarm on my phone, but my phone is on the other side of the apartment. So when the alarm does go off, I have absolutely no choice but to get up. And that definitely helps, because once I'm up, I'm less inclined to want to go back to bed. Also, I try and spend the first 15 to 20 minutes of my morning just easing into my day pretty slowly. So I'll do some meditation or breathing exercises. And I'm thinking of actually doing a main channel video all about meditating and breathing exercises as well, because it's the sort of stuff I've learned at yoga, and it's really helped me just to be more mindful as I go about my day, and also to manage my stress and anxiety levels. But I try and meditate in the morning, and it's very restorative. Just sitting quietly and breathing mindfully, it does give you a bit more of an energy boost as well. I don't think that meditating is equivalent to having an extra 20 minutes of sleep, although some types of meditation practices actually claim to be, which is really interesting. And I have done some of them, like yoga nidra, where apparently 1 hour of yoga nidra is equivalent to, I think, 2 hours of REM sleep, which is amazing. But I do think that meditation helps me to not be so tired, and it does help me to energize for a busy day ahead. So I definitely recommend to try and be consistent with the times that you're waking up, even if it means that you don't really get to sleep in on the weekends, because your body automatically wakes you up at 7:30 regardless of whether it's a Sunday morning and you've had a big Saturday night. But you can always have a nap on a Sunday afternoon if you really need and you can't sleep in. So I think having a structured sleep cycle and a regular sleep cycle is really important. And again, probably to be mindful of where you keep your alarm, because if it is right next to your bed, it's going to be really hard to get up in the morning. And of course, just be mindful what time you do go to sleep. So I'll try and go to bed around 11 p.m. and then get up at 7:30. That seems to be enough sleep for me, but I know it is different for everybody. Marta asked, have you ever had a situation where you wished or dreamt about something and it's come true? So it's a little bit less about wishing and dreaming and more about just having a very clear vision in mind. As you guys know, I have a vision board in my study and I'm constantly updating it. And I think being very aware, being consciously aware of what you want out of life is going to allow you to achieve it and bring that into fruition. So there are a lot of achievements that I love to think back on, from getting a dancing scholarship, a scholarship to study psychology at uni, moving into this apartment with Adam, getting engaged, reaching 300,000 subscribers on my channel. There are a lot of different things. Even actually having a book deal, that was something that I wished, and I remember sitting on the plane writing my very first blog post and turning to my mum and saying, I'm gonna write a book. Just verbalizing that and bringing it into consciousness, I think really does help to create the future that you want and to achieve the things that you want to achieve in life. So there are a lot of things that I'll add on my vision board or say out loud to a friend or family member, and that they do come true because I work really hard at it, I stay focused, and I think that when you do things from the goodness of your heart and you have a pure intention and this strong vision in mind, that the right opportunities will come to you, and so you just have to be open to them. Ashley Kim asked, what helps you stay happy and motivated in life, and why do you try to stay motivated? So there's a lot of things that help me stay motivated and happy in life. I think having a good or healthy work-life balance is very important, because if you get burnt out, then you're just going to absolutely lack motivation. You'll probably end up resenting your work, and just being burnt out means you're really not going to be very good at doing anything, really. You're not going to be of any help to yourself, to your friends, family, or your colleagues. So I definitely try and take some time out. I actually went to the beach on the weekend by myself for probably all afternoon actually, and I just walked down the beach by myself. I sat on the grass and just had a bit of time off. And then on Monday, when it was time to get back to work, I felt like I was re-energized and I was motivated because I had that time off for myself. So when my needs are met, I definitely feel more motivated, and also I feel more inspired because I'm allowing for those opportunities to come and those thoughts to happen. And staying happy, again, I think it's just about having healthy relationships, a healthy lifestyle. You know, I try and eat mindfully and healthy and a lot of unprocessed food. I spend time with people that make me feel good about myself and that, you know, we enjoy one another's company. I don't like to do things out of obligation or purely to please other people, because that sucks the life out of me. And I just have good intentions. I know that there's a reason why I'm doing my work. I know that I have something positive to offer. And so all of that just keeps me motivated and happy day to day. Raclette Philippe, I hope I'm saying that name right. She asked, what are your plans for the future about your personal life, your YouTube life and your business life? Okay, let's get personal. So for my personal life, Adam and I are getting married in March next year, March the 4th, putting it out there. So we're currently trying to plan our wedding and work all that sort of exciting stuff out. So that's something big happening in my personal life. And then of course we've always wanted to save up to buy a house, so that's something we're really excited about. We haven't really talked about having kids. I don't really think that's in the cards for the next couple of years, so just letting you know, we'll slow down there. So that's more personal life. And we've also got a lot of travel planned, so there's a lot of different places we want to go and see, cultures to experience, and also some cultures that we just love and want to go back and see those cities. So that's probably the main sort of stuff for my personal life. And then with my work life, I always get asked, am I working on another book? Are there other projects? So I'm absolutely open to writing a second book. I'm still kind of working on the ideas, the topics, just whether I want it to be more study skill related or more personal and about life, advice, well-being. But I know that my ideas will be formulated along the way. So I'm definitely looking at writing another book. Okay, apologies for my camera just dying. I had to charge my battery for a little while. But back to the question. So as far as where my work life is heading in the next couple of years perhaps, I definitely do want to be working on a second book, and I'd love to write many books actually, and I'd love to work on something like a web series. I definitely want to be going to LA more regularly, at least once a year for VidCon, and maybe go up there for a month or two at a time just for work opportunities. And yeah, just kind of see what happens. I feel like my YouTube channel can also be an amazing online portfolio, which means some really cool opportunities come my way that I never even thought about. So I kind of just want to be open and go with the flow and yeah, just see what happens. The next question is all about time management, and it was, how do you manage your time to get everything done? So you guys know I absolutely love my planner. I live for my planner. Like if I don't have my planner, I just feel like I'm gonna self-implode, because I need somewhere to write all of my things, my tasks, my appointments down. Otherwise, yeah, my mind would just not switch off. So I try and schedule everything into my diary or planner, and also just being mindful of the sort of things that are really important and that have to have the highest priority. So I feel like sometimes I get really overwhelmed because we've got a huge task list and we just spend so much time doing things that aren't really going to advance us in whatever goals we're trying to achieve. So for example, and I still catch myself out doing it, but the other day I spent 2 hours doing my emails when I knew that what I really needed to do was actually edit my videos because they have a deadline to go up for my channels. So sometimes it's just about figuring out what's most important and what can kind of wait for later on. And of course, scheduling everything in so that you're not going to be really overwhelmed and you know that you're using your time to the best of your ability. And it was really cool. I actually saw a little visual representation of this on Pinterest the other day and I pinned it. It's on the Educationary Pinterest board called, I think it's Study Motivation, because there's a lot of boards I've been building lately. But this was a sheet of paper with a clock on it and someone had actually shaded in like a pie chart from what hour to what hour they're going to be studying for each subject or doing different tasks. And I thought that was really good because, yeah, when you write it down or schedule it and you know how you plan to use your time, you're going to be much more efficient and you're going to procrastinate a lot less as well. Lexi asked, why did you want to become a YouTuber and did anyone inspire you? So I watched a lot of YouTube probably the year before I started my channel. Like I watched Bethany Moda, Alicia Marie, all those awesome how-to fashion, style and DIY girls. And I just really loved it because I remember a few times in particular, I won't go into it in detail now, but there were definitely times I was feeling quite anxious and I couldn't sleep. And so I would watch YouTube and it was awesome because you don't know these people, yet you feel this connection to them and their positive energy boosts your mood. And so I always loved that about these YouTube channels. And so I think somewhere along the line, that is what inspired me to start my channel. And yeah, watching all of those people put themselves out there online and just have this amazing response and create this beautiful little community was definitely something that I wanted to do as well. And then of course there are other people that inspire me along the way as well, not necessarily to start a YouTube channel, but with the content that I post up, and a lot of them are authors. I love coming across beautiful books that really inspire me and it's almost like food for the soul, and then you just want to share all of that knowledge and wisdom and put it out there in your videos. So there's a lot of authors that I draw inspiration from, and I'm thinking of doing a top 10 books for 2017 where I can go into that in more detail as well, but that's probably going to go on my main channel, Study with Jess. Okay, another question is, what is the name of the book that changed your life? I don't know if I've ever said this to you guys before, that I have a book that changed my life. There are definitely a few books in particular though that have changed the path of my career and shaped the person I am today and the choices I make and the sort of content I put out there online. Eckhart Tolle is definitely one of them. The first book of his that I read was called A New Earth. It was amazing. That definitely sparked something in my mind that, yeah, it flicked a switch and just made me change the way that I thought and change the sort of things that I wanted out of life and made me think about the things that really mattered, the things that were really important to me and that I wanted to focus more on in my future. And a couple other books that come to mind, there's You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, The Life Plan by Shana Kennedy, which I think I featured in a little inspiration haul on my main channel about a year ago, maybe a little bit less than a year ago. But check out one of my previous vlogs because I did do a little bookshelf tour / showing you some of my favorite books, and I think I go into those books in a little bit more detail as well. Alright, let's do 2 more questions. So this one was, if you could change one thing about your YouTube career, what would you change and why? I don't really have anything that I would change about my YouTube career. It's been an awesome journey. I've learned a lot. I've learned to be more courageous, to embrace who I am, to think about what's really important to me and put that out there. It's also taught me a lot about being patient, being compassionate, and being a positive role model. So there's nothing in particular I would change. I haven't really had any negative experiences with YouTube. I mean, if I could change one thing, it would just be to not have any negative comments on any of my videos. But yeah, I don't really get many negative comments on my channel anyway, which I'm really, really thankful for. But I think that the online hate is one thing that a lot of YouTubers would honestly want to change about YouTube and just social media platforms in general, but we really can't control what other people say, and everyone is entitled to their own opinion, although sometimes there's better ways of voicing those opinions. But hey, at least I'm not subjected to that sort of stuff very often. Okay, last question. This is from Taza X King, who asked, what was your favorite and least favorite part about studying psychology? Also, how many years of university did you need until you finished psychology? I love you so much, Jessie, you're my role model. Oh, thank you, gorgeous. I love you too. So I really enjoyed the fact that psychology taught me a lot about communication skills. It taught me empathy and to be less judgmental. And then the thing that I didn't really love about psychology though is because you are given the tools to then go and conduct research once you finish, you have to do a core statistics unit every year, and I found that very challenging because I never found maths to be a very strong subject of mine, but I am happy to say that by my final year of psychology, it was actually one of my best subjects, if not my best unit actually. So it just took a bit of time to get the hang of it, but it was pretty challenging at the start for me. And then as far as the amount of time it took, so my undergraduate degree took 3 years, and then my postgraduate diploma was 1 further year of studying. So that's all for today's Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed this personal kind of Q&A, and if you want me to do a Q&A focusing more on health and well-being and lifestyle, then comment down below and I'll try and film that in an upcoming video. Also, I really want to do my fitness routine or a what I eat in a day video too, because that's actually on my list in my working document right now of future videos I really want to film, or future vlog ideas. So if you want to see them, also comment down below. And otherwise, I'm going to end the vlog here, but I hope you guys enjoyed and that you all have a very beautiful day. Mwah! Bye guys!